JEUDY and Shedeur had an animated and heated conversation when they were looking at the film earlier today.
Like, as players and as teammates, we have to be able to gel with each other and be comfortable with each other in every situation. That takes time, that takes a lot of things. So, you know, this team is not going to be a microwave thing, you know. Not let that happen again, you know, for me to be in that position. But we fell short today, you know, and we just can't continue doing that. We can't continue doing that at all, so.
Shedeur is frustrated. He gave everything he had, but despite his best efforts, the team couldn't capitalize on the opportunities they had. The result? A painful 8-26 loss. In a passionate outburst, Shadur didn't hold back, calling out the offensive players for their lackluster performance. He made it clear, this team needs to rise to the occasion, and the offensive players didn't deliver. This loss, he says, is one they didn't deserve, and it's a performance that cannot become a trend. Shadur is holding everyone accountable, and he's not letting this kind of play slide.
So it's about being more confident, you know, whenever we are getting slow. It's about rallying the guys, and I didn't do a great job of that today. Rallying everybody together whenever things aren't going our way, you know, and staying that.
Shedeur pointed out that the team lacked confidence, and the plays they attempted to execute were far from solid. The offense appeared shaky, and despite knowing it was their responsibility to perform, the players couldn't step up when it mattered most. He emphasized the importance of rallying together during tough times, but unfortunately, that didn't happen today. As a result, the team fell short. His words were a clear reflection of his frustration with his teammates, as they failed to rise to the occasion. Shedeur had every right to be frustrated, especially considering how well he performed at quarterback. His completion rate improved, and it was his efforts that kept the Browns in the game against the 49ers. While the 49ers were leading, Shadur was the one who sparked a play, throwing a touchdown pass that brought the Browns closer. He leaned back, saw Jerry making a run, and as Fannin moved into the pocket, the defenders were distracted by JEUDY. Shadur delivered a perfect throw to Fannin, who then ran it in for a touchdown. It was clear Shadur was determined to do more, but despite his efforts, it still wasn't enough. Shedeur was exceptional as quarterback today, making some outstanding plays, but his team failed to back him up. There were moments when it seemed like the coaching decisions also contributed to the struggles. A prime example of this came in the red zone when Stfansky made a questionable call by pulling Shadur out and giving the ball to Judkins, who was struggling against the 49ers' defense. It was clear that Judkins couldn't match their physicality, yet Stfansky chose to rely on him instead of letting Shadur continue to lead the offense, a decision that proved to be a mistake. Shedur's frustration with his teammates was completely justified. He was playing at a high level, but players like JEUDY made it harder for him to shine, even when he was performing well. Take the first play by the Browns, for instance. Shadur saw the pocket opening up in front of JEUDY and delivered a perfectly threaded pass into that space. However, instead of running into the open area, JEUDY slowed down, and what should have been a beautiful completion ended up falling incomplete on the ground. JEUDY's underperformance had been a recurring issue for the Browns throughout the season. Even in the previous game, Shadur showed the same calm and composure he had in this one, but once again, JEUDY let him down by failing to secure a touchdown. Moving to his right, Shadur drew defenders in and spotted JEUDY wide open downfield. He delivered a perfect deep pass, and JEUDY had a clear path to the end zone. However, a lapse in focus caused JEUDY to fumble the ball, missing out on a crucial score. There was no doubt about the quality of the throw. It was flawless, demonstrating Sanders' ability to perform under pressure. But unfortunately, JEUDY couldn't capitalize on it. Despite the constant pressure from the 49ers defense, Shadur continued to make some of the most challenging throws with remarkable accuracy. There was even a moment when he was completely exposed, with no offensive linemen around him, leaving him vulnerable in the pocket. Yet, from that precarious position, Shadur still managed to deliver perfect throws, demonstrating his determination and skill, even against a top-tier defense like the 49ers. Let's take a closer look at one of those impressive throws. Despite the Browns' loss, Shedeur performance was undeniable. Handling constant pressure from the 49ers, He made difficult throws and showed remarkable composure. Stfansky, recognizing his talent and resilience, confirmed that he's all in on Shedeur moving forward. He publicly declared that Sanders would start the next game, acknowledging the quarterback's efforts. Even though the Browns fell short, Sanders' ability to execute plays under pressure was clear, and Stfansky gave him the recognition he deserved. His performance was the highlight of the game, and Stfansky made it clear that Shedeur would continue as the starter.
Kevin, did you think that Shedeur built on his first start last week against the Raiders?
Yeah, I'd have to look at it, Mary Kay. Obviously, he's battling like all of our guys are battling. I know there's plays he wants back, but we'll look at it. We'll correct it.
Will you start him next week?
Yes.
Stfansky took responsibility for the mistake in the red zone, admitting that he should have trusted Shedeur-Sanders to make the throw. He acknowledged that quarterbacks are the ones who can deliver an effective pass in that situation, but unfortunately, they opted for Judkins instead. Stfansky recognized that, had Shedeur been allowed to take the play, it could have resulted in a touchdown. He made it clear that the misstep was not on Shedeur, and he plans to revisit the decision. Stfansky's admission emphasized that the blame didn't lie with Sanders, but rather with the play call.
It was fourth and inside of 1, I think, so it was inches. So, as you guys know, quarterback sneak's the most effective play in that situation. We did not execute. That's on me. We'll get it fixed.
Shedeur-Sanders delivered a flawless performance throughout the game, showcasing his exceptional skills, composure, and ability to thrive under pressure. As the quarterback, he executed some of the most challenging throws, even when the 49ers' defense was relentless. His accuracy, especially in moments of vulnerability, proved his determination to give his team the best chance to win. In the red zone, Shedeur's calm decision-making and precise throws demonstrated his capability. But unfortunately, his teammates couldn't capitalize on those opportunities. A prime example was when JEUDY failed to convert a beautiful pass into a touchdown due to a lapse in focus. Despite Shedeur's brilliance, plays like this highlighted how his teammates at times failed to rise to the occasion. Stfansky, acknowledging his own missteps, admitted that he should have trusted Shedeur more, especially when it came to play calling in critical situations. The coach's acceptance of the mistake demonstrated that the blame didn't lie with Sanders, but with decisions made by others, including the choice to rely on Judkins in a situation where the quarterback's arm could have been the most effective weapon. This acknowledgement solidified Shedeur's value to the team and showed that despite the loss, his performance was top tier. Throughout the game, Shedeur-Sanders kept pushing, showing leadership even in the face of adversity. His frustration with his teammates was completely justified. He gave everything he had, but without the support from his offensive players, it was an uphill battle. In moments when the team needed to execute, it was often Shedeur standing alone, trying to pick up the pieces. His frustration wasn't just about individual plays, but about a lack of cohesion and execution from his team, which ultimately led to a loss they didn't deserve. In conclusion, Shedeur-Sanders played at an elite level, but his team failed to match his effort. His frustration with their performance was completely justified, as he put everything on the line while others couldn't deliver. Going forward, it's clear that Sanders deserves more support, and the team must step up if they want to compete at a higher level. Shedeur's potential was never in question, but for him to succeed, the entire team needs to rise to his standard. What do you think about Shedeur-Sanders' performance in this game? Do you agree that his frustration with his teammates was justified, considering the way he played under pressure? How much do you think the team's lack of execution impacted the outcome, especially with missed opportunities like the fumble by JEUDY? Do you believe Stfansky made the right decision in calling for Judkins in the red zone instead of trusting Sanders to make the throw? Let us know your thoughts. How do you think the Browns can better support Shedeur moving forward? We'd love to hear your